Hi, I'm Ed. Tonight we're going to make Brussels sprouts. Alright, so to make Brussels sprouts, who doesn't hate Brussels sprouts? At least we all did when we were kids. But I found a way that I like to make them that makes it quite appetizing. So we got our Brussels sprouts, maybe a pound, pound and a half. We have, this is pancetta, but you can just use regular bacon. Maybe a quarter of a pound of bacon, a quarter of a package. A couple cloves of garlic, couple shallots, quarter cup of chicken stock, salt, pepper, red pepper flakes. So the concept is we're going to trim these. We're going to cook the pancetta or the bacon first, render out the fat, then take that out, put in these cut in half, and then to finish them, we're going to add some chopped garlic and shallots and the red pepper and the stock and steam it a little bit. So you'll see it's a couple of phases. Very easy, but a few steps we have to follow. All right, so I've chopped up our little side things, the 2 cloves of garlic, the 2 shallots, and the pancetta or bacon, as I mentioned. I just wanted to show you how you deal with the Brussels sprouts. I just cut the bottom off and then cut them in half because we're going to put them down in the pan this way, every single one of them. So it's very important that there be a flat surface exposed. That's how we're going to get some nice caramelization, and it's going to cook in the bacon fat. So be back in a minute when those are done and into the pan with all of that. So I've preheated our pan. I use a deep-sided pan just so that there's less splatter because we're going to be cooking the pancetta or bacon. Let's put a little bit of olive oil. There's going to be a lot of fat rendered out of these. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to render the fat out of these so they're cooked. And then we'll be back in a few minutes and you'll see that we're going to put the Brussels sprouts in after this. Right, so our pancetta or bacon has been rendering for about 4 or 5 minutes. It's let out most of the fat, so I take it out with a slotted spoon, put it on the side. We're going to put this back later. I like to get it out before it's totally brown, but you can do it to your taste. So we get these out. Now we have some beautiful little layer of bacon fat in here, and that's when the Brussels sprouts go in. Spread them around, and then depending how agile you are, you can either use your fingers or some tongs or a fork, and try to get them as flat as you can. In other words, that little flat side down, if possible. If you think there's not enough fat to cook these, you can add a little olive oil at this point. That's just kind of by eye. We'll figure that out. So we make them all flat, and we don't touch them. We're not going to turn these guys over too much. We're just going to leave them flat side down until they get brown, kind of like caramelized. And then we're going to add in our garlic, shallots, hot peppers, and the chicken stock. And then we'll close the lid and we'll let the steam from the chicken stock steam these guys and make them soft and tender. And the purpose of this part is not to cook them all the way through. It's just to get that nice brown caramelization on the flat side. So we'll be back in a few minutes when they turn brown. Right, so our Brussels sprouts have been in here for about 4 minutes, maybe 5, and this is what we were looking for. Little nice brown caramelized stuff on the bottom side. So now what we're going to, that's perfect. Now what we're going to do is add in our garlic, our shallots. Now we can stir it up because the bottoms are kind of brown already. We just want to heat those up a little, and we're going to add a little olive oil now because it's got dried out. The Brussels sprouts have absorbed all the bacon fat, but we need a little olive oil to cook up those shallots and garlic, and we just want to get the aromas out. We don't want to cook them too much. And stir them around so they get cooked through a little bit. Oh, the smell coming out of this is incredible right now. Then we add our chicken stock, not too much because we just need the steam. So this is just a quarter cup. It immediately starts boiling. I'm going to put the lid on and turn it down. There's a lot of heat in this pot, so turn it down and leave it for 4 or 5 minutes just to let that steam cook and soften the Brussels sprouts all the way through. So I let the Brussels sprouts steam with that chicken stock. I actually checked after 3 minutes. I added a little bit because I thought it was getting a little dry. So now they're steamed, cooked all the way through. We add back our bacon or pancetta. Stir that in. Now, the bacon or pancetta can be pretty salty. I tasted this and I think it needs just a little bit more salt, so a little sprinkle of kosher salt. Stir that in. And now here's the thing, this is the optional, but I like to do this. A few hot pepper flakes near the end. Stir them in. And that's it. We can now serve this up. I just serve these up usually as a side dish, of course, very simply. Put some on everybody's plate. I tend to like to finish it with just a little squirt of extra virgin olive oil right on the top at the end. Makes it more juicy. Anyway, bon appetit. Brussels sprouts with bacon.